Oh, there we go, mate. Well, anyway, Q&A time.
Yeah.
So we've got submitted questions.
Right.
So let's take a look at this. So first one. Hey guys, quick one for you. I've been stuck at 180 kilogram deadlift for months. I feel like my technique is solid. I'm eating well and I'm recovering properly, but the numbers just aren't moving. Is this a programming issue or do I just need to be more patient? I'm 5'8". This is, I think straight away, one of the problems. 100 and what's this? 167 pounds. What's that in
kilos?
Yeah.
167 pounds. That's probably about 70. So about 75 kilos, maybe.
You know, that's pretty. That's a solid deadlift at that body weight. Is this a programming issue? Do I just need to be more patient, mate? Do you know what? I was literally the other night. It was a similar question that got submitted. It was actually about a bench press, and it was actually similar metrics, body weight and stuff like this to height.
Yeah.
And I said the same thing. You just need to put on a bit more body weight, a bit more mass.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, like why are you limiting yourself? Like you can tell a lot about what body weight you should be based off your height in strength sports.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this is what happened with me when I went to my first powerlifting competition. I was competing at 83 kilograms and I was 81 kilograms at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like way taller than everybody for once, everybody else who I was competing against.
Yeah.
And then I saw the 93s and I was like, actually, I'm about their height.
Right.
Maybe I should go up to that body weight. You know, so you don't artificially limit yourself because you're afraid to put on extra weight. It's okay to put on weight.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the devil that people make her out to be, but that's the problem, isn't it? Everybody's getting fed on social media, weight loss. You know, it's all about getting abs or getting lean.
That's the problem with fitness, isn't it? It's like, like we said there, people deem fitness as a certain look as opposed to a certain way of being able to perform.
Yeah. And that's, obviously saying there, I'm eating enough. I'd say you're not eating enough. You need to eat more. You know, like if you saw my meal prep yesterday, so I started doing that now because it's just convenient.
Well, you're a Tupperware guy.
Yeah. James, don't call me a Tupperware guy, okay?
Oh God, years ago there were these bags. What are they called? 6-pack bags.
Okay.
And it was a bag. It was like bigger than your rucksack there, and it had 6 compartments for you to stack your Tupperware containers in.
Oh right, I'm going to be that guy. That's me. No, I've started like at the start of the week or whatever. I just make because it's just easier for lunch. Like I come home, it's done for me. I can whack her in the microwave. I'm not farting around bloody.
Hold on, when we go to Portugal, are you gonna meal prep? So you've got your Tupperware every time we go. Like we'll go out for dinner and we'll go for somewhere like whatever, and I'll eat the meal in the nice restaurant and you'll eat your Tupperware.
I can assure you, I am not taking Tupperware to some of the places. Mate, honestly, my mouth is watering already.
We're sat in Perilla, probably the nicest restaurant.
I can't wait. Honestly, when you messaged me about going away, I was like, yes, absolutely.
I was like, is he going to be loud? The wedding is soon. Will Lainey let him? I was like,
I do my own thing, mate. Yeah. That's right. But anyway, I started doing that, but they're not like, it's like high calorie meals, and that's why I'm bringing her up, because I want to make sure that I'm getting enough calories
in
for the day, so if you want to get stronger, it's more than just about like what you're doing inside the gym, and it's whatever is 160 odd pounds, that's some good numbers there for your deadlift to be pulling that. That's an impressive. But if you want to keep pushing there, at some point you got to ask the question, do I just need to put on more body weight? And a lot of people just aren't willing to do that, so anyway, let's move through these. Let's fly through them. I've always trained heavy and focused on... Oh, no, that's another... Oh, right, okay. Now, this is actually pretty good. I've always trained heavy and focused on getting stronger, but lately I've been hearing a lot about speed work and dynamic effort training. Do you think that actually helps build strength, or is it just for athletes who care about power and explosiveness? Do you want to cover this one? Do you want me to read that again?
I know. I kind of like heard it. So from my standpoint, I think if you're like looking like taking myself as an example, I train to be as fast and explosive as I can, like on my feet like that. Me going in the gym and putting a sub-max weight on the bar to move it fast isn't going to serve me very well based on like what I've learned from yourself and things. I'm far better off just using that time in the gym to drive up my overall max strength force output. And then use my sprint and speed work and plyos and stuff like that to train more the speed side of it.
Right, for sure. Yeah, because you're going to get that explosiveness.
Yeah.
That is power training, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the sprint work that you'll be doing, the speed work.
Yeah.
That is power, you know? Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that, definitely. So for you then, you wouldn't like look at doing barbell-based power training or anything like that?
I'd love, like working on like power cleans, hand cleans and stuff would be great. But also then I would need to take the time to learn more the skill side of that.
Right.
I'm just not sure that that I would necessarily get so much more out of that, or that I need to that I can't also get by training my max strength in the gym, and then training plyos, speed work in terms of sprinting, and then doing jumps and loaded jumps as well.
Right. Okay.
So like broad jumps, vertical jumps, loaded variations of them. I'll probably milk as much as I can out of those, which I should get a lot more out of. Before I then go down the route of trying to learn more Olympic lifting.
Right. Okay.
Because I'd love to, if I was skilled at it, it'd be great.
Yeah.
But I have to also take the time to learn the skill side of that.
I think the Olympic lifts are overrated for me personally. I think the amount of technical, and people say, oh, it's not that technical. Well, I think, do you know what? Power training with a barbell, it's just moving, sub-maximal weight quick. That's all it is, essentially.
I think they're great if you can do them. Like I said,
if you can do them, absolutely. But, for someone like me, is it worth doing them now?
No,
I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't say so. You can do power training with a squat. Like literally lighter weight and move it faster. That's all there is. But Anyway, let's move on. Right, so this one's actually to do with ATG, believe it or not.
All right, okay.
Okay. Hey lads, got a bit of a controversial one for you. Everyone's raving about ATG and knees over toes training, saying it bulletproofs, in quotations, your joints. Do you actually think this stuff works, or is it just another fitness trend that'll fade in a few years? Well, we got the man who works for ATG. James is offended.
Put me on the spot.
Yeah, putting you on the spot.
So does it work? It's like,
does it work? In all seriousness, like, he gets so much. We talk about this, I know. He gets so much flack, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's, I guess it's the nature of being successful, and people just want to shoot you down.
Yeah.
Like, people feel better about themselves if they're attacking someone else, I guess. I'm not like kiss-assing Ben or anything because I work for him, but like, yeah, the guy is genuinely so nice, and he's a product of his product,
right?
Like he grew up with knee problems. Like, you can look back at his history, all sorts of knee surgeries, poor vertical jump, and if you see him now, like, there aren't many people who can. Well, someone will come back at me and say they are, but he can dunk a basketball 10-foot rim from an astergrass squat and dive into the splits. So like, he has strength, power, and mobility. Not many people can show that. And when I was out in Florida, 2 years ago, I literally watched him train 3 times a day in the gym with us, then go and play full court basketball, a game with a load of the other guys, and then come back in the gym and train again. So he is a product of the product.
Yeah.
And then, coming back to the question on ATG, does it work? Well, obviously, there are going to be like some people who don't do well with it, but then show me any coach who has a 100% track record of success.
Exactly.
It's like,
and any coach that is saying that is just bullshitting you straight up.
100%, yeah.
Like I like to think that, you know, what I do is like, yeah, integrity driven and honest and valuable. Is there people that have experienced what I do and probably not, it's not been for them or haven't enjoyed it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Probably is. Absolutely. Am I going to cry about that? No. Am I going to lie about that? No. You know, and it's the same for any business. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who you are. But yeah, he just gets so much rubbish online and he handles it so well.
Yeah, just being
know.
humble about it,
Yeah.
and also not gloating.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's worked with a lot of athletes and doesn't name drop either, which some others do. The first thing they do, they've worked with an athlete and it's bang all over social media. You know?
It would be cool to do a podcast with him. I think that would be really cool.
With Ben, it'd be great. But
Yeah.
And then you only have to look at the results that they get, which speaks for themselves. So and like I said, you're obviously going to get some that some people it doesn't work for, but when you're working with a higher percentage of people, then you get more wins, and then you will get some people it doesn't work for.
Right,
but that's just the nature. But there are a stupendous amount of people who ATG has been life changing for, because it's given them back their ability to play their sport or play with their kids or just live pain free. Which is priceless.
Well, I mean, if you can do that for a living, it's hard to hate on the guy, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know?
and it's like, just speaking from a personal point of view, obviously, when I was a client, I joined, and it's like been like life changing for me. Obviously, I work for them and everything, but I certainly couldn't do what I can do now in my early 30s.
Right. Yeah. So there we go.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hey guys, big fan of the podcast. I keep hearing different takes on training to failure. Some people swear by it, others say it's pointless for strength. What's your take? Is there ever a reason to go to failure in powerlifting, or is it just an ego thing? So there's a big difference between training to a max and training to fail. And so when you train to failure, like, it's a definitional problem that people have. Train to fail means that you've failed.
Yeah.
It means you can't get another rep. Now, if you constantly train to fail, well, you're not going to get strong here.
No.
You know, but if you constantly train to a max, well, that's unsustainable too. So no, you need to progressively lift heavier weights. And of course, at times you're going to be pushing close to failure, but are you going to be at a max every week, or are you going to be at fail every week? No. Like, it's, you know, that's how, and you hear all these studies at the moment, like on like everybody's training to failure at the moment. I don't know if you've seen this, like everybody is right pushing close to fail. And, to me, I honestly think that the biggest thing that makes someone bigger is progressively heavier weights. Like, that's my opinion, right? Like, you know, doing sets of 20 to fail, is that gonna get you big? No, that's not gonna get you big. You'll get a pump, you'll catch a pump, but it's not providing the same level of stress that a heavy set of 5 is.
Well, that's it. The three things that drive hypertrophy is like mechanical tension, muscle damage, metabolic fatigue, and mechanical tension will always be the
primary
number one
driver. Yeah, absolutely. And the other ones, to be honest, there's a lot of debate actually on whether no, there's studies showing that they can. I think it's like that sarcoplasmic hypertrophy and all that sort of stuff that Brad Schoenfeld talks about in his studies and stuff.
Yeah.
But to me personally, like, I've got a little bit of a different philosophy on there. Like, I, for the most part now, exclusively train with a barbell. Like, you're not going to see me doing machines or like any of that stuff anymore, because I personally think that the level of stress that those exercises give you are so minimal that they don't make you any bigger.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, you can't replicate the type of stress that a barbell gives you, you know. And it's not to say I wouldn't change exercises or stuff like that. I will, but I'm also prioritizing exercises that allow me to produce a lot of force and to drive that mechanical tension. And I prioritize that, you know. You know, and you can maybe attest to this too. Can you honestly say that over all your years of, you know, training on leg presses or leg extensions or bicep curls, or can you honestly say that made you any bigger? I
Yeah,
can't.
no.
You know, I can't. Certainly can't.
Well, back in my days with my Argos dumbbells when I was 13 and used to wrap elastic bands around to get more of a vascularity look, I would pump out dumbbell curls all day and then never do anything. All you do is get a pump. Yeah.
And it's funny because the people that are like preaching all of this are genetic freaks. You know, like they were always going to look that way,
Yeah.
and some of them also again help from steroids. You know, and yeah, I'm sorry, but
If you take steroids, and I didn't, and you sit on the couch and do nothing, and I go and train. There was a study done. You'll probably gain more lean mass over like a 12-week period than I would.
should we do our own experiment?
Yeah.
Should I just get juicy? Should I just like next time I come in, just be like I'll be like a Belgian blue bull, mate. Just, like, Traps on traps.
Myostatin deficient or whatever it is. Yeah.
Anyway, yes, that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, again, maybe that's controversial. It's funny because like I just try and look at things logically.
Yeah.
Like, some prove me wrong, fine.
Yeah.
But that's my experience. I've seen it over and over and over again. You know, same deal. So, let's see, because I don't want to pick rubbish ones. Love what you guys do, and I'm curious, what's the biggest mistake you made in your own training that, looking back, was a complete waste of time? Something you tell your younger self to avoid at all costs. Well, I already know yours. You just said it. The occlusion training with bicep curls.
Yeah, I was 13. I was 13 at the time. Yeah, I mean that was a dumb one. I've done other dumb stuff in my training as well. Yeah.
What would you say?
Obviously, you should just do too much cardio. That was a big one, and then also, I guess a bit like what you touched on there. Always just training to just induce fatigue. Really,
Right.
I would do circuit training. I would put set up the barbell and just do circuits.
Yeah.
Which you do nothing but fatigue yourself. So I guess make up like my own.
Was it like HIIT training or?
No, more like a WOD, I guess. So I do
right.
like
Pod of the day.
yeah, it was
Doing like Stephanie or
squat.
Bruce.
Yeah, but I wasn't doing like CrossFit or anything. It was just like I'll do squats with some rows and then some box jumps, and then I'll jump on the treadmill and do 400 meters, and
Right.
I'll do 20 minutes of that until I'm literally collapsed on the floor. And I'd be like, feel that endorphin rush. And it's like, what are you doing? And I remember I was playing football at the time, and I'd go into football and I'd feel sluggish and slow. And I wasn't getting in any better shape. I certainly wasn't getting any stronger from it. I was just getting fatigued but kept doing the same thing.
CrossFit is responsible for so many injuries.
I wasn't doing CrossFit, I was just making up my own shit.
That's it. You don't want the CrossFitters
No,
to
I'm just
come
saying
after you now.
I wasn't,
I see what you're doing now. The CrossFitters are going to come with their
I don't
pitchforks
know.
for you. They'll be outside your house tonight with like flames and stuff, like torches. But yeah, CrossFit's responsible for so many injuries, mate.
Yeah.
So many. And look, I think it's a net positive because it got people up off their arse, off the sofa that might not have otherwise have done that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it has cost people a lot of injuries, 100%. It's not healthy to be doing CrossFit. How many CrossFitters are doing that from like in their 20s through to their 70s?
Not
many.
That's not a sustainable way of training, is it?
It's not. It's not training. It's just not training.
Well, it's a sport of working out, isn't it? Really,
It is. Yeah. Who's the best at a lot of random things? And they probably, there's a lot of really good athletes there, but they're certainly never going to be elite at one particular thing. That was the same way. To answer the question, that was me. You saw me. Like I was doing tons of rubbish. I'd be doing sets of crunches in between my bench press. I'd be doing abs all the time.
Yeah.
I just would not rest. I wouldn't rest. I thought rest was bad.
Yeah.
So if I was resting, I wasn't working hard enough.
Yeah.
That was my psychology.
Keep
mate.
moving. Yeah.
Keep moving. If you're resting, It's not. Tons of people have told me before, like, oh, this guy came over, said, oh, you're resting too long. I was like, no, you need rest if you're training hard.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not training hard, then you're not resting.
Yeah.
You need to rest. Like, this week I've got a deload. And I got a deload and I'm loving it, mate. I'm loving it. Why? Because the other 4 weeks, I'm challenging myself to a point where I don't know if I can do the next rep. And not many people do that in the gym. So, Anyway, should we call that one there?
Yeah,
should we leave that one there? Right. Do you want to do the outro or should I do the outro?
Boy, I'll let you this one.
You're gonna let me.
We actually didn't do it on the last one.
Oh no, we didn't actually. No. You just wanted to get out of here, didn't you? Right, guys. If you enjoyed, leave that rating and review. Subscribe. I've forgotten how to do these now. I haven't done them in so long. You usually do them.
I've done a couple.
Subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. There we go.